NT Media Productions presents I'm Making It Happen Recovery Series. I'm Making It Happen is brought to you by Plaza Extra West, St. Croix, Plaza Extra, Tutu St. Thomas, Farm Med, Moringa Lion, Cane Bay Cares. Hi, I'm Nicole Tyson, and you're watching another episode of I'm Making It Happen. And today we are focusing on individuals who persisted and reopened their businesses even though they experienced challenges after Hurricanes Irma and Maria. And here we are on St. Croix at In the Mix. We're going to be talking with Cherise Jarvis, who, even though she experienced many frustrating situations, she was determined to open and provide cake to the people of St. Croix, and we're so appreciative because I purchased my cakes from her. So I'm so happy and been able to still get my Vienna cake and my Crucian cream cake. And so we're going to find out more about how she was able to open and what determination she had to make in her mind in order to keep moving forward. So come along with me. And we're sitting with Cherise Jarvis, owner of In the Mix. Thank you so much for being on the show and taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to all of our customers. We really do appreciate you guys, and thank you for choosing us.
And she actually made 1 year anniversary in December?
Yes, December 8th. December 8th.
Awesome. So congratulations.
Thank you.
How's your family doing?
Well, as every other family in the Virgin Islands, we were adversely affected, but there are people that have it worse than us. So we are definitely grateful and fortunate that we were spared the worst of the storm. Of course, our homes are affected. We have to redo our kitchen. 2 of the bedrooms are like a total loss. So we are going to have to rebuild, but we are going to rebuild stronger. And I really I have to say, the people of St. Croix, and St. Thomas as well, who were affected by Irma, I want to say that really and truly, I am proud to say that I am a Virgin Islander, because when I saw how we bounced back after these 2 storms, and the store was affected by Hurricane Irma because we never got power after Hurricane Irma, us and a few other buildings in this area and homes also. So it was tough from September 5th up until we regained power on November 21st.
Wow, so we want to make sure we say St. John as well, but it's very emotional when you think about it, and just it makes you feel, it's emotional, but also gives you a feeling of feeling proud that we're in the Virgin Islands, and our Virgin Islanders are so resilient, strong, and that we got together. And I think, as you said, your family is more, feels closer. I think the community is even more closer. We had to look out for each other at times and be patient, and we always going through the same things. And so I feel very proud to be part of the recovery and everything like that. And you just tearing up?
I did. I just got a little emotional because I stopped to think about, honestly, when you look at, there were people that were without roofs, that were homeless, and they still had to get their job done. They still had to be there for us, and I honestly didn't see anybody complaining. I didn't see anybody complaining about the long lines. I didn't see anybody complaining about the lack of resources, because one of the things that happened to us is we had to restock our inventory at least 5 times. 4 of those times before the generator, 3 times before the generator actually failed, there was no propane that we could get on island for a generator. None. Wow. So guess what? No generator, we lost all our inventory on more than one occasion. So that was hard. When you stop and think about it, we really was strong. We really, really was strong. And at one point I was like, people aren't going to want cake. That's what I was thinking. But guess what? When we stood out there and sat out there waiting for the customers to come for refunds and stuff, guess what? They were driving by. None today. There were people who were offering to lend us their personal generators. We were like, oh, that is, as touching as that is, it is of absolutely no use to us, because we needed at least a 22 to 28K and up.
When was the first day that you opened back up after the hurricane?
We reopened briefly, like 2 weeks after the storm. We invested in a generator, and we were able to briefly open. Unfortunately, the generator failed within, a couple of weeks.
How long after that did you reopen, and what did it take for you to reopen?
It took 7 weeks after our generator failed, yes, to reopen. That was tough. That was really tough.
What made you keep moving forward?
Well, 3 things. While we were closed, our business is one that people book weeks, months in advance. So we had to be on site to, unfortunately, refund deposits that were made. The support that was shown, the customers when they came, so heartbroken, they were the ones that encouraged us. That was one thing. 2, it was my family and my employees. I had to think about them. This was my only source of income. It was tough. I mean, Nicole, and it not only affected myself and my family, it affected 10 other families as well. So the fact that they stood behind us, they encouraged us. They told us, listen, you're going to make it. When we were fortunate enough to get back up, that our customers would still be there. Those were the contributing factors, because trust me, I was this close to giving up.
And if you look at her finger, it wasn't this close, she had this close. It was like she was a fingernail.
Like a fingernail, like seriously.
Wow.
It was tough. It was really hard. Some of our employees left, and they had to find employment. I mean, you have bills to pay. So that, I understood. But gladly to say they're all back.
Awesome.
They all came back. So
well, I got my cake here, my annual cake. So I'm very happy that they all came back, so I was able to get that. So thank you so much for everything.
Yes, and I really have to say that St. Croix really came out and they supported us after we reopened. It was really heartfelt. Like many days we were moved to emotion of some of the stories. We have people that up to today are still rescheduling their cakes that they were not able to get during the storm because they said they didn't want anybody else to make their cakes. So thank you. We appreciate you guys so much.
It makes me feel good. I mean, we have to support our local businesses. And I'm excited because I used to buy my cakes from you long before you had your store. And so I'm so excited to be in this establishment because I think I was getting my cakes from you for like at least 2 years or 3 years before the store.
I remember that was in past and we were actually in a boutique. Somebody talked about it and you were like, you make cakes. I remember that very well. And from then you've been a customer and I do appreciate you.
Appreciate you, and she's always on it. No matter if I call last minute, she know I'm gonna call her. My family loves the cake every year when we have our breakfast.
Good.
And they love the decoration that you did, and so everybody was taking pictures, and I told them where it came from, and so I'm always happy to be able to be the one to bring the cake. Internally, what was it in you that said, okay, I got to make this happen. I got to continue moving forward and get this business started back?
Like, first and foremost, I have to say it definitely was the grace of God. Because I could not make it without that. Secondly, there were so many people as yourself, I have to say, on the radio stations that really kept us calm, kept us centered, kept us knowing that the government was working as hard as they possibly could to bring our lives back to some sort of normalcy. I have to say, however, that the support we're getting from the federal government really does help transcend us back to normal. I really have to say, you guys, Nicole, the services that your departments, the commentators on the radio, the press conferences that the governor held with all the agencies, that's what kept us going, knowing that help was coming, help is here, help is on its way. All the support that we're gonna need to get our businesses back to normal is what is gonna help us. That's what helped me. My husband's support, my children, like I said, my employees, just encouraging me, it's gonna be okay. My husband had my back. He certainly did, and my employees had my back. And I have to say, without them, we definitely could not be here. We definitely could not.
Well, thank you. You're out there. You don't know how it's affecting people, but to know that it helped
Yes, it definitely did, Nicole. I mean, seriously, like we would have questions. Like my son and I, we had this ritual. We would come home. We didn't have a generator. We purchased a generator afterwards. So we would come home, and the first thing we would do is turn on the radio, because that was the only thing that we had. So in the mornings, we'd listen, and we'd have questions like from the night before, like what is this? Why is this happening? And then there you go in the morning. By the time we get Glenn Drake, Sergeant Hector, Arthur Joseph, I mean, not Hector, Sergeant Arthur Joseph, you would come on and would answer our questions. I mean, we so appreciated you guys. The moments when we were, like, I was so despondent, like the jokes, you guys, like, they just do not understand how that really played into just keeping us grounded, you know, like, really and truly. And I just want to say thank you to everyone. All the first responders, everybody that did what they had to do to keep St. Croix safe. I do appreciate you guys. My husband is a first responder. We didn't see him until 36 hours after the storm. So that was tough. But he had to do what he had to do.
You're giving me goosebumps, me going, Greg. You got to give me a hug.
No. For real, I really do appreciate him and the sacrifices that he made as a first responder and the sacrifices that they all made. Like I said, I mean, he was going crazy, not knowing if we were okay, 36 hours before he got back to his family. So I know that that's his story, and that's so many other stories.
You know, we appreciate everyone in the territory that stepped up. Yes, I think everybody stepped up.
We really do appreciate you guys. I mean, I can't say it enough. I really can't. What really, you know, resounded with me was, even after Irma, how St. Croix just leapt to the aid of St. Thomas and St. John, you know, and here it is. We 2 weeks later are experiencing the same thing. So, and at that point, our resources were depleted, you know, to a ridiculous degree. So I felt like at that point we were in a worse situation because we literally had nothing. You know, even when we were trying to prepare for the storm, there was nothing. The stores were empty. We had already went to the age of our sister islands, and here it is now. We were in need. But guess what? We did not just keel over and say, no. The little that we had, we shared. As far as my neighbors, like if we were getting one bag of ice, it was splitting in three. Like we really, it was so funny to see my children cooking on 3 stones. Like, I don't know how they did it. It was, they did veggie burger on a 3 stone.
Wow.
That was funny to me.
I saw a lot of the children. They were so resilient. Yes. Those children, I mean, they were resourceful. They just made it happen themselves. I saw some kids rolling on the logs that they cut. They was rolling on them like you know, toys, like toys. Some boys in the neighborhood that I frequent, they were building bikes for the first time because they had nothing else to do. So they started building bikes. I mean, the kids, they went through it too, you know, and they were affected. And the fact is that they was like, okay, they didn't have their everyday technology, the phones or whatever games that they play and the TV, but they were still saying, okay, we're in it for the long haul with our parents, and we're gonna make the best of it.
One of the commercials I have to say that did well for me, because you know sometimes we don't realize what we're going through psychologically. I found myself at one point snapping at the children and stuff like that, and they were like, you know, like, that's not like you. But then when I heard heard your commercial, and it talked about, you know, I had to deal with FEMA, I had to deal with SB, I had to deal with my store, I had to deal with my employees, I had to deal with my husband, my children. It was like, honestly, I felt like I was being stretched in so many directions, and I was getting frustrated. But then when I heard it, I was like, okay, you know what? They're right. We just stepped back. Another thing that I loved is I think I grew so much closer with my children, because like we played board games, and we did so many things as a family. Like we ate as a family, like for the first time in a long time. Like we sat at a dining table and ate. You know, that was, I love that. So that I have to say, if there was anything good that I took away from it, was the fact that I felt that my family got closer.
Yeah, that's awesome. You keep making me be like teary-eyed. You're part of the community. I mean, even though you might think, oh, just one business, all of the businesses, when we started seeing the businesses opening up, it to me made me feel so happy. I remember I came in and was like, you're open. I think it was the first day you opened. I had just
the very first day. And I'm like, if Nicole only knows what we went through to get to this point. It was, Nicole, I mean, to say it in words cannot even justify, like, really and truly. Like, when we got power that night, because we got power like 7 o'clock the evening, to see my employees, we held on to each other literally in tears in the parking lot, like jumping up. They were so happy. They were all there when they flipped that switch. It was like amazing. That was like, when we saw the trucks, like, I don't know how to say, I don't like you feel like the cavalry is coming, like, oh my God. And when they were like, you're gonna get power today, we were like, no way. We sat out there, we offered them drinks, we offered them food, you know, they were good. They came inside, we told them anything that they wanted, you know, they could have had. So listen, I am appreciative to the haggling. Is haggling? How they? Is
that the lineman?
Yeah, okay. It's haggling or huffling? I don't know. That, well, the NE group.
We appreciate
all
you. Of them.
We want to tell you, thank you for sacrificing your time away from your family. We really do appreciate you guys. We love you, appreciate you. Thank you very much from everyone in the Virgin Islands.
So, so now you're open. We're so happy. Like I said, I got my cake. And so tell the viewers what kind of cakes they can get from In the Mix.
Well, on a daily basis, we carry anywhere from 9 to at least 15 flavors of cakes. We carry both sponges and pound cakes. We could do any cake that anybody wants, honestly, but these are the core flavors that we carry. We are actually in the process of putting a new flavor in the display called berry mascarpone. Oh my Lord. I made that for a customer, and everybody that tasted it, they went crazy. So we're gonna add that.
What does it have in it?
It has fresh berries that we make into a compote. We cook it down, stew it down, get it ready, add some cornstarch for the thickening process, and then we do a whipped cream from scratch, add mascarpone cheese. Oh my God, it is delectable. So thank you, Vincia. That was her idea. It was her birthday cake, and it was a hit. You're hearing it first on I'm Making It Happen. We are getting a new flavor to come out pretty soon. It's called berry mascarpone, only at In the Mix. Today in the display we have 13 flavors, and we do tarts. We also have coconut tarts, guava, pineapple. We do chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal raisin. Our butter cookies are one of the most popular cookies on the island. We also, brownies. Yes, the brownies go every day. So we do wedding cakes, custom cakes. You can come and get a cake by the slice, because I know sometimes one of the things that our customers are saying that they're so happy about, sometimes you're craving a cake, you don't have to buy an entire cake. Nope. And you have a variety to choose from. So our operating hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. We open on Sundays for custom cake pickup. Some days we open a display. So we normally post if we are open. For the season, we were open. So we want to say seriously thank you. Without our customers, our employees, our family, we honestly could not be here, Nicole. Like, seriously, I cannot say enough how appreciative we are of the support that we have been getting in our first year. I know they talk about most businesses, 50% of businesses fail in the first year, and I could see why. Because there were times that I went without a paycheck to make sure that we had what we needed. We have a lot of new things in store for St. Croix and for the Virgin Islands. And yes, we do ship off island. We do send cakes. Yes, we do ship to St. Thomas. We do ship off island. We try not to ship cakes off island further than St. Thomas. But we do tarts, butter cookies, brownies, stuff like that. We do send off island, and we do ship cakes. We just tell customers that they should freeze it at least 24 hours prior to shipping, so that it gets a chance to get frozen, and then ship it next day, and it should be fine. Yeah.
So tell them how they can find you, your social media pages, your contact phone numbers.
We are on Facebook and we are on Instagram. It's In the Mix, Cakery and Cafe, and you can find us on both places. Like us. In the display, we have vanilla, plain, pistachio, lemon, cookies and cream, Bailey's chocolate layer, triple chocolate. We have a coquito pound cake that's very good. We have Vienna Crucian Confusion. That's actually a pound cake that's made with our very own Crucian rum, the actual drink. And we have cherry coconut cream. That's my actual favorite. We have tarts, brownies coming out in a few. We have carrot cake that should be coming out in a minute. That's cooling, just came out the oven. So, yeah, today we have about 15 flavors in a display.
I'm looking forward to trying one. So you must come down here to In the Mix. I mean, I always get my cakes here, my individual slices, and then when I order my whole cakes, it's from In the Mix. It's right here across on Plaza East, downstairs from Specialist Health Store, and right behind the gas station. That's across from Plaza East. So come on down here, check them out. It always smells delicious in here. You want to buy up everything. And so, we appreciate you, Cherise, for being on I'm Making It Happen. And, taking the time to tell us your story.
Thank you, Nicole, for having us. And as I said, we do appreciate everyone here in the Virgin Islands. Thank you, Virgin Islands. We appreciate you. Thank you for allowing us to bounce back. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. Thank you for choosing us. And as always, eat cake, say less.
I'll co-sign that. Love cake. So thanks for watching I'm Making It Happen. Again, I'm Nicole Tyson. You can find us on Facebook at I'm Making It Happen. Also on YouTube at I'm Making It Happen. And we have a website at www.immakingithappen.com. If you've gotten to the end of this interview, you qualify to receive 5% off your next order at In the Mix. Just let them know you heard it from I'm Making It Happen.
Thank you and the people of the Virgin Islands for spending time with us here at In the Mix, where we encourage you to eat cake because your taste buds will thank you later.
Making It Happen is brought to you by Plaza Extra West, St. Croix, Plaza Extra, Tutu St. Thomas, Farm Med, Moringa Lion, Cane Bay Cares. Tune in next week Friday as we speak to Felix London of Don't Pay Me No Mind and find out the best techniques in taking a bucket bath. Here's a sneak peek at next week Friday's episode.
It humbled me a lot. As you know, I don't bathe out a bucket of cold water. It's a nice little humbling experience. Did a lot longer than I planned to. I take the hurricane for granted. Wanted to come for the weekend, make sure the family was straight, do some yard work and leave, but I ended up getting stuck for almost 3 weeks.
This was an NT Media production. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. It's a sociable thing to do.